I want to first ask you a question. Have you experienced one or more of the following scenarios? A girl wearing a princess dress is complimented for beauty. Fairy tales, Cinderella, who can only be saved by the prince. The ugly duckling, who is isolated until it becomes a beautiful swan. Thousands of weight loss commercials, beauty contests, plastic surgeries, all kinds of TV dramas that bully the fat and the ugly. The girls revenge on their boyfriends by making themselves prettier. Scrolling social media and envy the best version of the celebrity and friends. Apparently, we're continuously bombarded with information online or offline with seemingly perfect faces and bodies. All this information sends us the message that it is only when we become beautiful, then we're approved to enjoy a wide range of stuff, in terms of interpersonal relationship in particular. The world has never been so obsessed with height, weight, facial features, and the list goes on. It's not surprising that the study shows that physical appearance is more closely related to the self-esteem in girls than in boys. We still grow up in such an environment where our family, our friends, and all these social media send us the message that this physical attractiveness takes a larger part of a woman's entire world. If you think our generation has grown out of the feministic stereotype, the STAR statistics may show less promising results. 2019, the TikTok data reports shows that about half of women think they are not attractive and feel anxious when looking into the mirror. The Women and Equality Committee in UK report in 2022 that 6 in every 10 women feel negative about their bodies. The study done in Australia in 2023 report that nearly 70% of young people said they have experienced appearance-related teasing, among which 73% of them said they'd experienced it at school. So, the problem we're facing is that are we succumbing, or are we forced to succumb to the unattainable and oppressive beauty ideals, or are we focusing on our interpersonal and strength? If you think you only and totally rely on your own aesthetic value, unfortunately, we're constantly internalizing the external standards onto our own evaluation system. Our psychology of social comparison and conformity displays our natural inclination in wanting to be different from others, but more importantly, in wanting to seek for a sense of belongingness in the group. So that's why our inner voices are often muted and our preferences are often under the great influence of the social environment. If you do not accept that, here's the fashion trend in the past couple of centuries. Quite different from today's fashion trend, right? Standing at present, we reasonably enjoy the superiority upon history, upon the limited perspective and restricted extent of freedom our ancestors had. However, is today's society really a different place? Maybe not. Nowadays, with the internet spreading out the various aesthetic values from all around the place, all around the globe, it seems to be a positive trend that we are embracing the so-called diversity of beauty. In the past, perhaps only being skinny and fair is considered beautiful. Now, you can be tan and fit. You can be cute and sweet if a hot girl is not your type. You can even be praised for your vibe if you're really not good looking. But the question is, why do we have to be beautiful? It seems to be more shameful for us to not fit in any standards of beauty, given that there are already so many of them. The ever-changing fashion trend pushes us to always be followers who could hardly catch up. And we keep waiting until the next trend that highlights our mediocrity to be a new symbol of beauty. Moreover, the resounding voice of freedom of outfit, freedom of wearing makeup may even induce us to thinking that we're genuinely free to make our own decisions, while ignoring the restrictions we add onto ourselves. Thus, if we really think about it, isn't that ironic to call today's society a more diversified place, which actually creates a more confined cage? Thus, what I want to argue here is that Same as we have the right to pursue to be beautiful, we also have the right to not being beautiful. It's not that everyone is beautiful, not every girl is beautiful, not as long as you make a little change, then you are beautiful, but it's that we don't have to. We don't have to be beautiful for romance, for friendship, for healthy relationship. We don't have to be beautiful for our careers, for any recognitions. Beauty should never be the prerequisite to prove yourself to be deserving. To who wants to make a change, I'd like to introduce to you the psychological theory of reason action, or the TRA model. So according to the model, our behaviors are triggered by our intentions, which is formed via main two factors: our personal attitudes and the subjective norms within the society. So the behavior is any action that we put physical appearance on a superior position to a point that leads to a loss of self-esteem. The critical part here is we really need to think about our intentions. So first, we need to alter our personal attitudes towards physical appearance by questioning if we really value our looks that much, or if the time, efforts, and even the pain we pay worth the benefits we get from it. And second, as the second factor subjective norm suggests, is to alter the toxic social environment. It is absolutely a challenging task. We cannot afford the influx of comments, whether in person or online, not to mention the power of social expectations. But meanwhile, we're also the ones who mean to take the revolutionary change, to break the rubrics for our future world. Then, what are the practical means to make a difference? First, figure out the other shining points other than appearance to praise, whether for yourself or for others. Reduce the comments on appearance to others, especially at the first time we meet a person, even if the comments are positive. Second, dare to post photos without being photoshopped onto the social medias. If you receive any negative judgments on your appearance, whether from netizens or from someone who you are really close with, just say that you are really not comfortable with their comments. Or if they do not accept that, just get rid of the toxic relationship. Anyway, you should always be the best friend of yourself. Remember, beauty should never be the determining factor of you. It's just an aspect. Beauty is never the prerequisite for any friendliness, but self-love and respect to others are. That's the end of my speech. Thank you, the brave, trustworthy, friendly, and helpful people.